What if your dog isn't just watching you sleep? What if it's staying awake? For a reason? Think about it. Every night you fall asleep, you lose awareness. You stop reacting. You become completely vulnerable. And yet, your dog doesn't. Instead of sleeping, it watches quietly, still, focused, not randomly, but intentionally. You've probably seen it before. You wake up for a second, and your dog is there, sitting, looking directly at you, not moving, not blinking, just watching. And something about that moment feels strange because it doesn't look like normal behavior. It doesn't look relaxed. It looks alert, like it's waiting for something, like it's expecting something. But what? To understand that, you need to stop thinking like a human and start thinking like a dog. Because dogs don't experience the night the way you do. To you, night is rest. To a dog, night is uncertainty, reduced visibility, unknown sounds, unpredictable movement. And in that environment, someone has to stay aware. Someone has to stay ready. That role comes from instinct. Thousands of years ago, dogs didn't sleep alone. They lived in packs. And in every pack, there was always one rule. While some sleep, others watch. Because sleep is the most dangerous state an animal can be in. No awareness, no defense, no reaction. And that's exactly what you become every night. From your dog's perspective, you're not just resting. You're exposed, unprotected. And that triggers something deep inside its brain. A responsibility, not trained, not taught, built in. So while you sleep, your dog takes a position. It doesn't choose randomly. It sits where it can see everything. The door, the window, the dark corners, and you. Always you. Because you are part of its pack. And in a dog's mind, the pack must be protected, especially the one that can't protect itself. So it watches your breathing, the slow rise and fall of your chest. It listens, every inhale, every exhale, because that rhythm tells it something important. You're still okay, still alive, still safe. And the moment that rhythm changes, your dog reacts. You shift slightly, it lifts its head. You breathe differently, it moves closer. You make a sound, it becomes alert instantly. That's not coincidence. That's monitoring behavior. Research in animal behavior shows dogs are highly sensitive to human physiological patterns, breathing, movement, sound. They don't just notice these signals, they track them continuously because those signals are how they understand your state. And when you're asleep, those signals are the only thing they have. So they focus on them constantly. That's why your dog doesn't fully relax at night. Even if it lies down, its eyes open, its ears still active, its body ready to react. Because it's not just resting, it's on duty. And that duty is you. But there's something even deeper happening. Something most people completely miss. Your dog isn't just watching for danger. It's positioning itself between you and it. That's why it sleeps near your feet, or beside the bed, or facing the door. Because instinctively, it places itself as the first line of defense. If something enters, it will react first, not you. And that decision is not random. It's calculated. Because in a pack structure, the protector doesn't hide. It positions itself where the threat would come from and where the vulnerable member is. That's exactly what your dog is doing every single night without thinking, without being told, without expecting anything in return. And that's why it watches you, not out of curiosity, not out of boredom, but out of instinct and responsibility, a role it accepted the moment it saw you as part of its pack. But here's the part most people never realize. Your dog isn't just watching for danger. It's watching you constantly. Because to your dog, you are not just part of the environment. You are the center of it. Your breathing, your movement, your presence, all of it matters more than anything else in the room. That's why, even in complete silence, your dog doesn't fully relax. It may lie down, it may close its eyes for a moment, but it never lets go completely. Because it can't. Not while you're asleep. Not while you're vulnerable. And this isn't just instinct anymore. This is something deeper. Attachment. Studies in animal behavior have shown dogs form emotional bonds with humans that are similar to how children bond with parents. Which means your dog doesn't just see you as a pack member. It sees you as someone important. Someone worth protecting. Someone worth staying awake for. Even when it's tired. Even when nothing is happening. Even when the entire world is quiet. Because in its mind, the moment something does happen, it has to be ready. And that readiness never fully turns off. That's why your dog reacts to the smallest things at night. A tiny sound, a shift in the air, a movement outside, things you would never notice. Your dog immediately detects and reacts. It lifts its head. Its ears move. Its body becomes still, focused, because it's scanning, constantly asking one question. Is everything still safe? And every time the answer is yes, it relaxes just a little, but never completely. Because complete relaxation would mean losing control. And your dog doesn't allow that. Not when you're depending on it. Even if you don't realize it. Even if you never asked for it. That responsibility is something it chose. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. Your dog isn't just protecting you from external threats. It's also monitoring you internally. Your breathing patterns, your movements, your sounds. Because any sudden change could mean something is wrong. And dogs are incredibly sensitive to those changes. That's why some dogs wake their owners up before something even happens, before a nightmare, before a panic response, before distress, because they feel the shift early, before you're even aware of it. And in that moment, they react, not out of fear, but out of connection, because your state affects their state. If you are calm, they can relax. If you are unstable, they become alert. That connection is constant, even while you sleep. And that's why your dog stays near you. Not across the room, not far away, but close enough to feel everything. Your breath, your movement, your presence. Because distance means delay, and delay means risk. So it eliminates that risk by staying close, always. And then morning comes, the light slowly fills the room. Your breathing changes, your body shifts. You begin to wake up, and instantly everything changes. Your dog lifts its head. Its body becomes alert again, not because something is wrong, but because your state is changing. You are no longer predictable. You move. You react. You become active again. And in that moment, your dog knows. Its job is done. The night is over. You are no longer vulnerable. You can protect yourself again. So the behavior disappears. Almost instantly, the staring stops. The tension fades. The alertness drops. And your dog becomes normal again. Relaxed. Friendly. Playful, like nothing ever happened. And that's the part that confuses people the most, because it feels like two different personalities. Night, focused, silent, watching. Day, relaxed, happy, carefree. But it's not two personalities. It's one instinct activated by different conditions. At night, you need protection. During the day, you don't. So the behavior turns on and off automatically, perfectly, every single day. And here's the final truth. Your dog doesn't watch you sleep because it has to. It does it because it chose to, out of instinct, out of loyalty, out of connection. A role it continues to take, night after night, without fail, without hesitation, without ever needing recognition. So the next time you wake up and see your dog staring at you in the dark, don't feel confused. Don't feel uneasy, because that moment means something real. You are not alone. Even when you are completely unaware, even when you are completely vulnerable, there is something there, staying awake, watching, waiting, making sure nothing happens to you. And then the next night comes, you fall asleep again. The room goes quiet. The world slows down. And once again, your dog takes its place, sits in the same spot, looks in the same direction, and watches all over again.